Oh, what do we have here? Today we have cops discover killer's hostage tied up in a basement. We got another banger for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And without further ado, let's get it.
One was hit and bleeding profusely in the road. Oh my God. One of them is missing a hand.
Identify yourself. Come on with your hands up.
The guy that is wanted. Yeah. He's in the car with standing yes, sir, Captain.
He's tied up downstairs, bro. He's tied up.
He says, don't turn around, I'll blow your head off.
People be so mean. He's a woodworker and they cut his hand off.
After unleashing a brutal and deadly samurai sword attack on two random
Cut a hand off. What the hell? What did we sign up for on this one?
victims, a university student becomes the focus of a massive multi-state manhunt.
Oh,
But as
God.
investigators soon discover, his rampage of terror is far from over.
Okay, where is he? Is he in here?
I can't unsee what he saw.
I know.
The following report is based on official police records.
Oh,
and
my
most
God.
of the footage has never been seen before until now.
Hey, y'all, this is finna be a crazy one. Y'all gotta watch this one to the end. Like, this is going to be bananas.
On the morning of May 22nd, 2020, a series of gruesome and frantic 911 calls began coming in from residents of Myrtle Road in Willington, Connecticut.
Okay.
Inside the house. 911.
There's somebody beating up my neighbor with a bat.
A dirt bike
You,
just came
you ain't gonna go help him? Shit, I'm gonna go help my neighbor.
down. I don't know what happened.
You got a friend in me.
I didn't see it, but someone's hit. Two people are hit really badly.
Ooh.
Someone was hit and bleeding profusely in the road.
Oh,
And at the end of the
no.
Myrtle Road are two very hurt men, and then
Oh,
they got
fuck.
attacked by a guy on a motorcycle. This is an emergency. Okay. Do you think they need an ambulance? Yes.
These people are definitely senior citizens.
Me and my family, and now he's about to drive away on a red motorcycle.
Do we know who this person is?
I have no idea. I just looked out my window and
Okay.
saw him.
It's awful. I don't understand what happened.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Just stay on the
One of them is missing a hand.
Oh, my God.
So my other neighbor is helping one of them, putting a tourniquet around his
A missing hand? What the f?
arm. They're in really bad shape.
The man behind this sudden and inexplicable attack has fled the scene, leaving only the vaguest clues behind for witnesses.
He was a kid on a motorcycle, and he's probably on Route 320 now. I don't know where he went from there. He had a colored helmet on.
Law enforcement arrives to find
Why
a
gotta be
bloody
colored?
scene with two men lying in the road. 62-year-old Ted Demers and 80-year-old John Franco.
What?
Their injuries suggest they were attacked with some
Why y'all be attacking old people, bro? Like, that is so weak. Yeah, when I get old, I'm definitely gonna have to keep me a 9mm on me. Cause what the hell? Y'all are so weak-minded. Y'all keep attacking women. Y'all keep attacking children. But y'all won't attack nobody like me. You feel me? Y'all not finna attack me. Like what? I'm gonna bat you in your shit.
bat and more like a blade.
They cut off the top of his head. Do they need that with his hand? Or
No, it's fine.
he's got issues just through and through, and both of his arms are amputated.
His arms? No.
Yeah.
No.
What that?
He just helped this kid.
The woman is Cindy Demers, the wife of one of the victims. According to neighbors, the incident began when an unidentified young man asked her husband for some help with his motorcycle. Ted drove him on his ATV to the wood line, where his motorcycle had been left. The neighbors were next aware of Ted running back toward his
And I sure would have had that thing on me, cause I'm keeping the gun on me from now on, cause this is some bullsh.
house, screaming and being pursued by the mysterious stranger, who was wielding a long metal weapon.
Clearly weaponry. We do not know what at the moment.
What the fudge?
said a sword.
State troopers locate a sword with red stains in the woods at the end of the road. Meanwhile, Cindy remains distraught over this apparently random attack.
You're taking good care of him, okay?
Oh my God.
People be so mean. I could just do that to another person. He's a woodworker and they cut his hand off.
No.
As Ted and his attacker struggled in the road, 80-year-old neighbor John Franco shouted, "What the hell is going on out here?" The man in the helmet attacked him with the sword as well,
Oh man.
leaving
See?
his hand partially
Mm-mm.
severed and
Mm-mm.
significant cuts to his head, neck, and shoulder. But there's no question that Ted Demers got the worst of it.
Our first grandbaby, Ted's gonna be okay.
The details she gives the trooper are grim.
He's got a huge gash on his left leg that was also, we tried to wrap that and tighten it up,
Oh my God.
make a tourniquet out of it.
Okay.
I wrapped his right arm.
This sounds like a nightmare.
That's been severed just below the
Severed?
elbow. And I
No!
wrapped his left hand that has his index finger missing. You can't
No!
undo it. Oh.
I know.
His index finger.
Cindy's emotions are laid bare as she tells her daughter-in-law what happened to her husband.
So bad. He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
You heard old people and women. I hope you ride in hell. Oh my God.
What the hell happened? He was dead.
This feel like this my mama or something. This how I'm feeling. Oh my God.
You're right. He could get his motorcycle.
But even in the midst of her shock, she must deliver the news again and again.
Somebody attacked Ted, and their life's carrying him to Hartford. That Ted has been attacked in the end of our road. I don't know. It's bad, Bruce. They cut off his arm. They cut him up.
Ted Demers does not make it to the hospital. With several amputated fingers, a severed right hand, and a gaping head wound, he dies in transport. At the scene, the troopers need to know where their suspect is headed. And though they have very little to go on,
Red motorcycle, it's a red and white helmet.
it turns out to be enough. A witness calls police later that day to report finding a red Kawasaki Ninja abandoned in the woods, approximately 4 miles from the crime scene. They run the registration back to a 23-year-old University of Connecticut student by the name of Peter Manfredonia.
His mom should have swallowed.
He helped this kid to go get his motorcycle.
Police still have no idea what brought this soon-to-be college senior to Myrtle Road. They speak to Peter's family, who tells them that he's undiagnosed bipolar and
Need to undiagnose his ass into the jail and never return to civilization. I don't give what if you know that something is wrong with you and you don't get it fixed. It ain't no excuse. It ain't no excuse. Cause you still know responsibility. You still know right from wrong. I hate when people throw it. Oh, he's bipolar. He's schizophrenic. Bitch, go take some medicine. Get right. Get your mind right. Instead, I can. That is such an excuse that I hate that people try to. Come on, man.
mention his on-again, off-again girlfriend Julia, noting that the relationship has, quote, soured, to say the least.
Of
Whatever
course.
his motives, it's clear that Peter is not finished yet.
A deadbolt.
Look at that thing. Maybe we could break this knob and we'll just go in. Let me reach in.
2 days after the grisly attack on Myrtle Road, police find an abandoned white pickup truck near a state park entrance. They trace the truck back to an address in Wellington, and when they get there, it's immediately clear that something has happened.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have been scared to put my hand through there with people losing their hands and shit.
State police. Anybody in the house?
You're upstairs?
He's up there. State police. Downstairs. Identify yourself. Come on with your hands up.
He can't. He's
Come on
tied
with your
down.
hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up. Who's in here? Who's in? Anybody else in here?
Yeah, the guy you're looking for. That son of a... He made a goddamn entrance in there. I've been here for 2 days.
Okay, where is
What?
he?
He took my pickup. He stripped the f***ing house. He's gone.
Is he in here?
That guy's a wacko.
Is he in here?
He's not in here.
Turn. Where's the light? Where's the light?
Right to your left, officer.
Man, this is so sad, y'all.
Right here?
No, look in the corner. All the lights are in
He's
there.
not in here?
He's not in.
Where did he go?
I'm pretty sure.
Clear this area.
Down in the basement is 73-year-old Donald Hipsky, who says he's been held captive in his own house by the very man Connecticut police are after,
Oh,
Peter
no.
Manfredonia.
He's got the white pickup. That son of a...
He's not in here.
Got it.
If you're in here, put your hands up if you're in here. Put your hands up.
Roger.
If you're in here, come out.
I don't know where he's going, but he's dangerous.
Donald's warning will prove to be only too true.
House is clear.
Dude, that's some scary right there, bro.
So that he was here until this morning?
Yeah, he's tied up downstairs, bro. He's tied up. I thought he was in the basement, the guy we're looking for, with him. I'm thinking, because I made a button turn, I'm thinking he was like right there, dude. But he's not, he left.
Put the gun to the back of my head when I was sleeping. He says, don't turn around, I'll blow your head off. I said, oh boy, what a way to wake up in the morning.
That's a horrible way to wake up. Oh my God. I wouldn't even want to go to sleep for the next week after that.
What time was that?
It was maybe 5:15.
And that was today?
No, that was Saturday morning.
Where did you get the handgun from in your... He had it?
No, I had it. I sleep with it,
Yeah.
especially with this joker running around.
Yep.
But I had it on the other bed.
Oh.
Donald says
Now you're supposed to keep that right there under the pillow. I put it under the pillow I sleep on. Because the only way you going to get that from me is if I wake up.
that his attacker duct taped him to a chair and initially identified himself as Rick. When a news report about Peter Manfredonia's attack on Myrtle Road came on television, however, it was obvious that it was the same person. When Donald asked him why he did it, Peter said he hadn't slept for 5 days and, quote, just flipped. Peter held Donald captive for about 24 hours before fleeing with his truck.
Have you guys ever noticed these people with these bipolar, schizophrenic episodes? They always pick on the weak-minded people. Not always, but a lot of the time. Why they don't never pick on somebody that got the same mental capacity as them or is just as thrown off as them? Why do they always have to pick on somebody that's weaker than? Old people, women, children. They don't never pick on nobody strong. That's why I say that mental health stuff is kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know something is wrong with you, get the help. If you're not getting the help and you're going to go commit a crime, you need to be punished just like a mentally sane person is. Because you can sit there and say, I'm bipolar, right? But you can't sit there and know the difference between somebody that's weak and somebody that can't defend themselves. Like, come on, bro.
Dollars in cash this morning.
I heard you banging on the door. I was shouting.
We couldn't hear you.
No, I am so happy to see you guys.
Well, we're glad.
Yeah, we're happy to see you.
Yeah, we're actually ecstatic to see you standing upright. So
He seemed like a fairly decent guy, but he goes off the handle. You
Yeah.
can't trust him. You
Right.
did capture him. He's under...
No.
He's still on the run.
No, he's still on the run.
Really?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's now more dangerous than ever.
He took my goddamn Beretta, my handgun.
Police know exactly where Peter abandoned
That shit
Donald's
crazy.
truck, and it so happens that their next horrifying 911 call comes from an apartment less than a mile away.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
911?
Yes.
911?
Yes. If I need an ambulance here, I need everything, state police, everything. I'm the Peter Manfredonia stab my son.
Where are you?
What?
What town are
I would have been calling the police on him as soon as I seen him.
you in?
I'm in Derby. You gotta get here. Yes, just get here now.
Sir, what is going on there?
My son has been stabbed. I got a child here. I can't tell you.
How old is your son?
Why will you just get here? Have you dispatched him?
Sir, one of my other partners is already starting the ambulance. I'm just trying to get information from
Yeah, you
them.
better spend everything you got. This is a crime scene.
Listen. Listen.
Can you imagine watching your child die by the hands of a friend?
Is the person that stabbed your son still there?
No!
Sir, what is your name? Sir?
The man says his son is 23-year-old Nick Isley, a longtime friend of Peter's. But beyond basic names and facts, he has nothing good to report.
Is he awake?
No, he's stepping hard. He's going everywhere.
Listen, I understand that, okay? We're going to
Get
try...
here. I gotta get off the phone.
Officer should be on scene.
When police arrive, they find Nick's body. He hasn't been stabbed, he's been shot.
What?
And he is deceased. Who they do not find is Nick's girlfriend, Shannon, and Nick's father knows why.
There is a black Volkswagen. Peter Manfredonia, the guy that is wanted. Yeah. He's in the car with standing me as your captain.
Peter has not only killed again, he's taken another hostage. Shannon's fate remains unknown until 2:30 that afternoon when dispatchers get a 911 call from Knowlton Township, New Jersey, more than 100 miles away.
Kyle is now on the line. Female party Shannon said she was kidnapped from Connecticut, and the guy that kidnapped her just left the truck stop in an Uber.
What?
Caller Kyle says he's an Instacart gig worker who was waiting for orders at the truck stop when a black Volkswagen Jetta pulled up beside him. A young woman named Shannon was at the wheel, but it was the man in the back seat who wanted his attention.
The gentleman pulled into the truck stop and said he needed an Uber and offered me money to call him an Uber, said he needed to get to work. So I called him an Uber. He just got into the Uber, but he's armed. And I want to make sure.
What kind of weapon does he have?
He has a little pistol. He fired 3 rounds into my boyfriend this morning.
Whoa.
His name is Peter Manfred.
3 rounds? They said just 1.
He's wanted in Connecticut for
Spell his last name for me.
MAN as in Nancy, FRED as in dog, ONIA. Trust me, just Google him and you'll know exactly who it is.
It's fine. What's the first name again?
Peter.
Peter. Okay. Do you know his date of birth or no?
Then I learned that from the Connecticut State Police Post.
Okay. And how do you know him?
He showed up at my house this morning and shot my boyfriend.
Okay, but how do you know?
They were friends sent to elementary school. They went to Newtown together in Connecticut. We're from Connecticut. He put a gun to my head and made me drive him here.
Shannon says that when she woke up that morning, she could hear Nick and Peter arguing in the living room. Nick told her to call 911, but Peter grabbed her phone away. A few seconds later, shots rang out.
Oh,
Peter
my
then told her to get her keys before filling a duffel bag.
That's his friend. He wasn't expecting his friend to do him like that.
With around $2,000 worth of Nick's cash. I don't want to
That's
kill
it.
you, he told her, and forced her to drive him to the interstate and beyond.
No one knows that your boyfriend's been shot, right?
I really hope my downstairs neighbor reacted to 3 gunshots, but if he didn't, then no. Oh, my God, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. This is happening.
Kyle gets back on the phone, concerned that he may have put an innocent Uber driver in mortal danger.
Yeah, I'm really scared that he's going to do something bad to the guy, but I didn't know what. I couldn't call the cops right there because I figured he had a gun on him or something.
Kyle,
he did.
who's able to follow Peter's Uber trip on his phone,
he did.
It's an unsettling alert.
Miss?
Hold on 1 second.
Miss?
Yeah.
The Uber trip just ended, which it shouldn't have ended already, so I'm really concerned.
He what?
About that.
What did he do?
The Uber trip, it ended. The trip ended. So
Where did it end?
I don't know. It just says, thank you for riding. I'm scared that he did something to the guy.
As it turns out, the driver is fine. Peter is seen on surveillance at a Walmart in nearby East Stroudsburg, getting out of the car and making his way behind the store on foot. Determined to get any information they can about this murderous suspect, the police bring Kyle in for an interview about what happened at the truck stop, starting with how Shannon managed to get away from Peter in the first place.
Did she ever say to you why she thought she wasn't killed or anything like that? I can't believe you didn't kill me or anything.
She said that I just finally told him, or she might have said it to me. I told him, like, I can't keep driving anymore. Like, I can't do this. Like, you just need to call an Uber. I can't take the pressure anymore. Like, I don't want to keep driving.
Shannon tells investigators that Peter entered a number of different destinations in her GPS at various times, including the Jersey Shore, Delaware, and Nashville. She tried to drive erratically to attract police attention, but it was to no avail.
They'll catch your ass when you least expect it, but not when you need them to.
He let her go and pulled into the truck stop. He had her park away from women and children in case he had to use his weapon.
And then the Uber came up.
She's a woman, sir. Why would you have to use your weapon on a woman that doesn't even have no type of weapon to defend herself with?
And the guy, handed me, when he handed me $100 bill, the Uber ride was like $60, so he gave me $100. First thing I noticed, the money had blood on it, and within the time we were waiting for the Uber, I noticed he also had blood on his hands.
For the next 3 days, Peter remains free and on the run. But with the help of witness tips and surveillance videos, they track his last known whereabouts to a Pilot gas station in Hagerstown, Maryland. It's there that on May 27th, 5 days after the brutal attack on Myrtle Road, police lay eyes on Peter Manfredonia for the first time and take him into custody without incident.
Could I please get some? See, look, he ain't try to do that with them cops. He ain't try to do that with no. See, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
Food?
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
What kind?
That's what I'm talking about right there.
I can do the best I can.
That anything.
Okay, starving. Okay. All right, no problem.
The detectives hope to get some answers about one of the most bizarre and life-destroying crime sprees in recent memory. But Peter is first presented with an option.
Your family has hired an attorney, okay? His name is Mike Dolan.
You don't need no attorney for that piece of shit.
He has contacted us, and he's requested to talk to you first, okay? But it's up to you whether or not you want to talk to him. So, would you like to have a phone call with him?
Yes, sir.
Peter consults with his lawyer, but still agrees to sit down with the detectives, explaining that he's been living a rough life for the last few days.
Walked into
When they get too close to Peter's, "Will take you to court," she texts. But whether this relationship crisis
His name is Mike Dolan. He has contacted us, and he's requested to talk to you first, okay?
consults with his lawyer, but still agrees to sit down with the detectives.
All right. 3, 2, 1, right here.
Explaining that he's been living a rough life for the last few days.
walked
All right, this is where I'm supposed to actually stop it at. So when I'm doing my edit, this is where it's supposed to stop right here because that's when I was giving a face. Boom. 3, 2, 1.
till the blisters on my feet wouldn't let me walk anymore.
You still have them? The blisters?
Yeah.
When you couldn't walk anymore, what happened?
I decided to camp out for the night. I made a fire. Really didn't get much sleep.
Okay.
Haven't gotten much sleep in the past couple of days.
Peter's wilderness trek isn't precisely what investigators are interested in, but for now, it's good to keep him talking.
Did you ever take an Uber? Or some type of share? Okay, or a share ride service? All right. How'd you get into an Uber?
I got a new cell phone.
Once the phone's activated, can you tell me what you did on the phone? Social media?
Only downloaded the Uber app and
Okay.
did you have it? Took pictures of my feet.
Because of the blisters?
Yeah.
Throughout the interview, Peter is slow to answer, and when it comes to questions that get a little too close to something incriminating, he doesn't have much to say.
Obviously.
Do you remember that at all?
Remember that?
Yeah.
That.
Myrtle Road in Willington.
Very little. And it's not something I've been thinking about.
With answers about his actual crimes not forthcoming, the detective switched to an incident from last year.
You know what happened at UConn and in the dorm? He must have been struggling with something. Yeah. Remember right on the walls?
Roughly 10 months ago, Peter's roommate called University of Connecticut police when he found bizarre and disturbing writings all over the walls, one of which read, "Guns can be fun," in big letters. They spoke to Peter at the time, who explained he was upset over his breakup with his girlfriend, Julia.
Were some of the writings on your wall
I see why she broke up with your ass.
when that incident happened? Was some of that because of what was personal to you?
Yeah. Couldn't even tell you where my head was at for a period of that.
Mm-hmm. You're just in like a bad way, like just depressed or?
Yeah. Mixture of most I've been nearly my entire life.
I mean, I couldn't help but notice, that you made a reference to Adam Lanza, which I mean, it's a personal topic for all of us. We all have some connection to what happened. But you grew up in Sandy Hook, okay? You went to Newtown High. I can imagine there's some personal connection there. Like, was that something that bothered you?
Yes.
It was?
Peter grew up down the street from the Lanza family when Adam Lanza murdered 27 people, including 20 first graders in 2012. Peter was in the 10th grade. On the walls of his off-campus apartment last year, he wrote, "We saw what happened when Adam snapped. We saw what happened when Thanos snapped. Now they see what happens when I snap."
I was in a manic state.
This is premeditated like a motherfucker. They saw all of this and ain't put no warnings up on the police radar. Like, hey, this guy's loony. But I would have got so far away from this dude.
I couldn't do half the things that were on it.
Would you compare that manic state?
I was in a manic state. Kind of anything. I couldn't even remember half the things that were on it.
Would you compare that manic state that you were feeling then to maybe what you've been feeling the past few days? Is there any similarities there?
Yes, I would say there are definitely some.
Peter says that period of darkness led to an era of renewal as he began training for triathlons and raising money for charities.
I've always been a big supporter of animals. My grandmother used to take me fishing, and I'd start when I was a kid. I'd just start wailing every time that we caught a fish, and they'd put it in the cooler, and it just freaked me out.
Peter's life improvements led him back to Julia earlier this month, but it was a short-lived rekindling. On May 18th, just 4 days before the attack on Myrtle Road, Julia sent him a series of text messages. "You're insane," she wrote. "I invite you over and you continue to go through my phone and go onto my accounts and act like you're some good guy. I don't want you in my life anymore, you psychopath." She later tells police that she caught Peter accessing her private nudes and sending them to himself. "If you don't immediately delete every naked picture you have of me, I already am talking to a lawyer and I will take you to court," she texts. But whether this relationship crisis led Peter to commit these atrocities, the detectives don't know. When they get too close to Peter's crimes, he goes quiet.
Do you want to tell us what happened in Wellington?
Not without the lawyer.
Do you remember going to Derby? Do you remember where you guys went?
Did you ever have a gun in your possession?
Like a lawyer for that. Another question.
Another question.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything important that I should tell you guys.
But soon, Peter has a question of his own.
Can you guys track phones?
Why?
Just out of curiosity.
Why would you ask me a question like that? Seems like an odd question to ask.
Just curious.
Pretty much.
I'm curious about a couple things too. What do you think I'm curious about?
Who do you think you are to ask the detectives a question, bro? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, beyond smart.
How about this? I need another question.
The detectives try once more to break Peter's reluctance to address his crimes.
When we sit across from you, Peter, and we hear you say, "Another question," we know. I think that you want to tell us.
Facts.
I really believe that.
You're a long way from home. There's always a reason for it, but everyone's reasons are different.
I mean, I've definitely been struggling with a lot of personal issues.
It's the closest the detectives have gotten to any possible motivation for Peter's crime spree. An outburst of violence and aggression that Peter himself refuses to acknowledge.
I mean, I think you know what we're getting at, and I would really like to know about the last, 5 days or so of your life. And I understand if you have to protect your family, I get that.
Would I love to help you more.
I totally understand. I get it.
Police learn no more from Peter, and the real reasons behind his murders never come to light. According to Shannon, Peter told her on their long drive that the man on the ATV said something that triggered him. The other man, he said, just got in the way. As to why he was on Myrtle Road with a sword to begin with cannot be said for sure. What is known is that Peter's ex-girlfriend Julia lived only a few doors down from the attack.
Would I be able to go to the bathroom just to think for a minute? I would actually legitimately ask. I mean, I'm not trying.
We're just making sure you know what you're charged with.
The warrant, okay, is for murder, assault, home invasion, and kidnapping.
Peter has no reaction, but despite his refusal to speak to his crimes today, he ultimately pled guilty to 2 counts of murder, for which he was sentenced to 55 years in prison each.
Thank you.
1 count of first degree.
I be saying that mental health be a cop-out, man. That should be a cop-out, bro.
Assault, sentenced to 20 years. 1 count of home invasion, 25 years. And 1 count of first-degree kidnapping, 25 years. All sentences
he deserves to never see the light of day ever again.
Will be served concurrently, giving Peter Manfredonia a practical sentence of 55 years in prison. He's currently serving his time at Garner Correctional, a high-security state prison in Newtown, Connecticut.
Because that was so unnecessary. That was so unnecessary. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all my supporters. I love you. Layla, JJ, Courtney, Evelyn. See you guys at the next video.